Hello everyone, welcome to Savor Serenity, a place here in Second Life that we're visiting today. It definitely has a bit of flavor from Fantasy Fair. In fact, you can see some Fantasy Fair banners here. And it quite reminds me of the last region from Fantasy Fair this year, 2021, where it had a lot of birds and whatnot around it, and it was basically a giant jungle of sorts, and this is definitely along those lines. So it's going to be interesting to take a look around this place. There's not so many landmarks, as the sim is much more a big jungle on its own. So we're just going to go ahead and traverse it and take a look into the sights here. Like, there's no buildings here, it's all pure forest jungle type of thing. Plenty of birds around though, you can definitely hear them too. I do love the wind light though, it's a really nice color. There's actually a little added effect to the sky that I noticed that I'll show here in a bit when we get over to that spot. Because right now it's kind of covered in trees. It's a really nice lamp over here too, has a nice little shining effect off of it. And now we get a little bit of a clearing here. You can see a giant, what I think is a bird head, with its mouth open, up in the sky there. And depending on where you're standing, it can be pretty neat to see it in a couple different places. So I'll kind of try and show off a little bit later. And here we have another statue here. I recognize this one from Fantasy Fair as well. Yeah, it's pretty neat to see it at this size, because the one I saw at Fantasy Fair was gigantic. It was pretty much the landmark for the region it was in. Yeah, they did a lot of work to make this look really nice. I also have to say that it's really nice in how it has like almost no frame drop at all. Like, this is a very smooth region to be in. As you can see, there's like not a lot of issue with turning the camera about. It's pretty smooth. Oh, we got some swans here. And some little mini swans. Not sure exactly what you call baby swans. Oh, we even have a floating dragon. Nice. It's kind of just twirling around out here. I definitely say this place has a lot of photogenicity in it. Like, a lot of these spots could be really nice photos. We can see up there above a little bit that there's a big shining something up there on the top of the giant waterfall over that way. Which we'll get to in a bit, because I'm probably going to show that off last. And there's something definitely making a noise out there somewhere. Got some, I think these are flamingos, I think. But here we're getting towards the giant waterfall here. As you can see, it stretches up pretty high. You also see a curious thing off to the right there, but yeah, there's a... definitely goes up pretty high. I found this to be one of the more curious things here, because there's this giant skull covered in moss and leaves. And it's just kind of curious that it's sitting here like that. There's even this little nice little spot here underneath the waterfall too. Yeah, I don't think there's anything underneath this one, though. So we'll go ahead and move along. Just bunches and bunches of waterfalls just all over the place along this side of the region. You can see that giant shiny thing up there too again. And I always really like seeing waterfalls, especially when they're done well like this. Oh, we got a bear here. Ah, the bear seems to be the one making that noise. It seems the bear is deep in meditation. So that's definitely curious. Yeah, there's definitely lots of little bits from Fantasy Fair from this year's and last year's, because that bear was part of a region last year's too. So whoever did the sim is either somebody that took part in it or is like a really big fan of it, I'd say. Oh, we got a dodo. At least I'm pretty sure that's a dodo. You can actually see the spot where we start out at over there. This is a full region, but it's interesting that it's so easy to get around in, too. Here's the thing I was talking about, is that you can line this up in the sky with some pretty interesting spots, like right there. Have it line up with the big glow at the top of the mountain. Yeah, we got what looks like to be I'd say a leopard, maybe. Or maybe a tiger? Something along those lines. And these tiny little, looks to be like rune stones by this fire here, too. Looks pretty neat. Go and just hop across the stream here, I think. Because I'm pretty sure we've seen what's over this way for the most part. Oh, there's actually a little log bridge here. Very nice. So we're climbing upwards a little bit, but I don't think there's exactly a way up into the waterfalls. Oh, we got some peacocks here. Got a normal one and one that looks kind of like it's maybe albino, perhaps. That doesn't look like it has the red eyes. Yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and take a more closer look at the waterfall, I think, from the sky. Because once we get up here, it's we've pretty much seen everything on the ground floor. So let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, the waterfall is quite massive and has different outlets going on here. And there's also a nice little view of the sim from out here, too. There's not too much going on top of here, but there is a few little things. Like over here's something. Pretty sure it was over here. Oh, the one light changed for a moment there. Huh. Here we are. And we have this little statue here in this little circle rock pile, it looks like. Pretty much looks like an altar of some sort. Yeah, these two middle ones, these two middle waterfalls are the ones that pretty much go straight downward, while these other ones kind of start from the halfway point. But here we have the giant glowing egg, which is the thing that I've been talking about this entire time, which has also popped up at the end of the Fantasy Fair quest of this year. So pretty neat to see it again, too. That's some super glow, though, too. And I'm sure it looks the best because it's on advanced lighting at the moment. Nice little view of the entire sim. As you can see, it's pretty nicely done. There's a huge, like, lake portion right in the middle, which splits things up quite a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at the gallery that's here as well, before we end things off. I'm not sure if the gallery is by the person that made this sim. I think it may be one of their friends, from what I was reading a little bit before. But we have some nice nature stuff over here, and then it kind of moves into different themes as we go along. So definitely some variety here. There's also a guest book around that we could take a look at in a moment. I'm pretty sure we're pretty close to it now. Yeah, here it is. And then we have a nice little doorway here that has a nice little mist animation going on with it. In fact, a couple of these have a little bit of the animation on it. Like this one's really nice here too, where it's like giving the look of leaking water into a jar at the bottom. Nice couple of, quite a few messages there. Some really nice fantasy pictures here. In any case, I think we'll go ahead and head back down. This has been Savor Serenity. Really nice sim. As I said, I'm really impressed with how well it works too. Like there's almost no like frame catches that I usually have of forces. I'm always pretty amazed when forces are so well done like this. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one here real soon. So, see you then.